Hello students, myself Rakhee from Satish Pradhan Jnana Sadhana College. Today we are going to see the concept of CSS in HTML5. CSS is cascading style sheets. So students, before starting, we will see why to use CSS. See, building a website just by using HTML5 elements is nothing but just to build your house without decorating it. So, when we buy a house, first we decorate it. So, just like that, if we want to decorate our website, we need CSS. So by CSS, we can decorate our web page, we can decorate our website and make it more beautiful and attractive. So let us first see the syntax of CSS. CSS syntax contains a selector and a declaration block. So here you can see the declaration block with the selector. Here H1, then the declaration box is enclosed in between the braces. It contains property and value. So as you can see, H1 is a selector and H1 is an HTML tag. Property. A property is a type of attribute of HTML element. It could be color, border, etc. or any HTML element. Values are assigned to CSS properties. The values you can see yellow value is assigned to this color. So here when we use this H1 selector, its text color will get changed to its value yellow, that is yellow color. Now we can use multiple properties from the same selector. So here as you can see, we are using another property, that is font size. It will change the size of a font to 11 pixel. So 11px is the value of property font size. Again, we have used the third property, that is font family, and the value of this attribute or property is Arial. So selector is HTML element, property is the attribute and value which are assigned to the property. Let us see the types of CSS. We can include the cascading style sheet into HTML website by using the three types: inline CSS, embedded style sheet or internal CSS, and the third type is external CSS. Let us see one by one all the three types. The first is inline CSS. It is used to apply the CSS on a single line or a single element. It uses style attribute in HTML tag. See the example. Here we are using P, that is a paragraph tag, that is paragraph element. It is having the style as an attribute. The style word is used here as an attribute of P tag. The value of style attribute is color :blue. So when we execute this, the hello CSS world, that is the paragraph, will have the text color as blue. The second type of CSS is internal CSS or embedded style sheet. Now here this style word is used as an tag. In previous, that is in inline, we have used the style as an attribute of a tag. Here, the style becomes itself a tag. So this is used to apply CSS on a single document. Let us see the example. Doc type HTML tag, then head, then style. Yes, the style tag is embedded in between head tag. Also, the style tag is a container tag. That's why we have to close the style tag whenever all the styles are over. Here we can see H1 color, colon, red and semicolon. So here, when we use this H1 tag inside the body tag, all the elements which are H1 will change the text color to red. Means the internal style sheet is applied on this heading. This heading will have the text color as red. Now, hence further, whenever we will use the H1 tag in the same page or in the same HTML document, then all the H1 tag will have the same text color, that is red. So here we are using the style once and we can apply the style many times in the same web page. Then the next type is external CSS. Now, external CSS is used when we want to make changes on multiple pages. That is multiple pages of the same website. What it facilitates? It facilitates us to change the look of all the web pages just by changing the single document, that is the CSS document. Okay, so external CSS includes two separate files with the extension .css and regular file our .html. Here, a new link tag is introduced. This tag is used in the .html page inside the header section, that is inside the head tag of the document. Okay, so let us see the attributes of this link tag. It have three standard attributes. That is, we have to use all the three attributes if we want to apply external CSS. The first attribute is rel, R-E-L, that it shows the relationship between the HTML document and CSS document. Its value is also standard, that is style sheet. That is, whenever we will use this rel attribute, we have to give the value as style sheet only. The next attribute of the link tag is type. The value of type attribute is text or CSS. href is the next attribute and the value of href attribute is the name of style sheet with the .css extension that we will create later on. Okay, then close this head tag. Inside the body and close body, our HTML source code will contain. Here we have used h1 tag with the text external style sheet. Now let us see .css file. This is your .css file and inside this .css file we have applied the cascading style sheet syntax. See, color, colon, blue, semicolon, The next property, margin left, its value 20 pixel. The next property we have used is font family and its value is Times New Roman. So again, when we execute this .html document, because of this link which we have applied, this H1 will change to the style which we have used in this style.css. So here the CSS file is the separate, that's why it is called as external style sheet. These are some CSS property. Again, these properties are the attributes which we can use with the HTML elements. So if we want to change the text color, then we have to use property color. If we want to change the background color, then the property is background hyphen color. If we want to change the text to bold, then we will use property font hyphen weight. If we want to change the text in italic, then we will use the property font hyphen style. Also in the example, you can see P font hyphen style italic. Then we want to change the decoration, that is like if we want a strike through mark, underline, over strike, then we can use the text decoration property with their values line through, underline, overline, none. If we want to change the alignment to left, right, center or justify, we can use text hyphen align property. If we want to change the family of a font, that is Arial, Times New Roman, Courier New and many more, we can use the property as font family. Next, if we want to change the size of a font, then we can use the property font hyphen size and we can change the values in the form of pixel, inch, centimeter, millimeter and point. Again, we can change the or we can insert the spacing, letter spacing, the spacing between the letters. Then we can use letter hyphen spacing and how much spacing you want that you can change in either in pixel, inches, millimeter, centimeter or points. If we want to blank spaces around the text, then we can use the property padding. If we want to add a border to any element like image, heading, hypertext, any element, we can use border attribute. If we want to insert background image to any HTML element, we can insert the property background hyphen image. If we want margins to the left, then we can use the property margin left. So these are the properties which we can use with the CSS tags. So students, from this video, we learned about CSS, use, syntax and types of CSS. Also, you understood the different properties or attributes that you can use with the selector, that is HTML element with their values. Still, if you want to connect with me or any query you can have, you can connect with my contact details. So thank you and bye-bye.